Hi, my name's Andrea Vine. Me and my team are going to be giving you the reasons why we think life skills need to be taught in high school. We all think that education is extremely important in today's world, but our schools only teach us about English and biology and math, and not always do we learn about those life skills that we need to know about taxes and buying a home and relationships and hardships that we're going to face in the real world and we're not prepared for it because high school doesn't always give you those skills that you need to know. Together, we will be presenting three very important topics that we think should be taught in public education to encourage, more real life world skills versus just learning how to read, write, and how to solve a mathematical equation. Cameron will be presenting and supporting the articles explaining financial responsibilities like credit cards and budgeting and how you can further your education on that and be able to have a class in high school where you learn what a credit card can do to your credit or how budgeting can save you some money. Jake will be presenting like real estate and how home buying and investing can help you, or just giving you the general idea of what that does for you and how you can buy a house, like renting and home buying, and what the difference is between the two. Jeanette will be presenting the topic of farm to school experiencing and helping learn how like personal nutrition and physical activity can actually help you be more efficient in working with the environment. And here my team is going to give the rest of their speech.
Hello, my name is Jeanette, and today I'm going to be explaining to you why I think public farm to school programs should be incorporated into K through 12 public education systems to encourage personal nutrition and physical activity. In a recent 2018 study done by the CDC, childhood obesity levels have risen to 21% for 12 to 19-year-olds, 20% for 6 to 11-year-olds, and up to 13.4% in 2 to 5-year-old children. A response to this has been a USDA-funded and national program called the Farm to School program. The Farm to School program is designed to enrich communities with fresh local food, education practices at school, and promoting farmers and community engagement in the economy. Children are able to engage in hands-on experiences to learn about food, health, nutrition, agriculture, and the environment through farm to school programs. Kids can be involved with the process of growing food and feeding a population, offering multiple introductions to growing and eating healthy vegetables and fresh food. Kids are able to be more active during the process of growing food and are required to return multiple times to a longer-term project. The farm to school programs are not only great for kids in the communities and in the schools, but farmers are able to expand their business and promote more community involvement. Communities are able to fill more job openings and are supported by more local food and supporting their local economy. These schools of farm to school programs are able to serve the food grown by the children, encouraging cooking and eating local fresh food within their school and even saving on some of their food costs. So does the farm to school program work? Farm to school programs are built on the concept of that personal connections with food and where the food comes from increases consumption and encourages coming back to that food. Multiple introductions to the food, such as seeing the seed, planting the seed, growing the seed, either by the farmer or with the farmer, encourages the kids to understand what they're eating and can even encourage them to expand their palates. Schools with the farm to school programs report increase in fruit and vegetable consumption ranged from 0.99 to 1.3 servings of fruit and vegetables per student per day, where schools that did not offer such farm to school programs only were able to report zero point 0.2 to 0.99 more servings of fruit and vegetables per day per student. Schools participating in the Farm to School program are able to report an average lower food cost, average lower meal cost, and an average in 9% increase in student meal participation. Farmers with the Farm to School programs are able to record an average 5% increase in income after opening up farm to school opportunities, and farm to school programs are able to create 1.67 more jobs on average in the community and encourage a range of 60 cents to $2.16 economic activity for every dollar spent in the economy on farm to school programs, which just means you're putting your own money back into the local economy from eating your local food at your local kindergarten. Farm to school programs, I believe, help communities in multiple ways, from youth education to the economy to health and longevity of everyone involved. And I think farm to school programs are a great way to encourage life skills in K through 12 public education. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Cameron Huey, and today I'm going to be discussing the importance of teaching financial literacy to high school students, with a particular focus on the importance of credit scores and credit reports. So, young adults need to be taught financial literacy and how to make wise financial decisions in order for them to enter what adults consider to be the real world, with the financial knowledge that will help them make wise financial decisions in the years following their high school years. So credit reports dictate a lot of what we are and what we are not allowed to do and to purchase in terms of finance. And unfortunately, with an education system that fails to advise students on how to make these wise financial decisions, they're often left with less than ideal situations when they're going to be looking at, financing school tuition or a new car loan or something like that. So Credit Karma, which is a very well-known credit servicing company, they reported some statistics on their website that show that the average credit score for young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 is a 630. And the three major credit bureaus, being TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, they report a 630 credit score to be in their fair range. Now, what this means is that when these young adults are going to be looking at taking out these loans for student loans or what have you, they're going to be stuck with very less than ideal options. They may be paying higher interest rates, and they may even be required to take out a secure loan, which is when they basically have to put up collateral in order for the lender to know that they're not going to be out of money if they can't pay it back. And so while you may be saying to yourself, why don't they just have their parents or their legal guardian co-sign for them? And unfortunately, not every student comes from a privileged family who has the credit score and the financial income to be able to secure a loan for their child. And Measure One, which is a company that specializes in producing academic data, they reported in 2021 that 92% of students who apply for a student loan without a cosigner are denied for that loan. So only 8% of students who don't have a cosigner are able to secure a loan, and that's not to mention, they may possibly be paying higher interest rates. They may be locked in for 20 years of paying this back with a 15% interest rate. So it's a very less than ideal situation for these students. So when the education system fails to teach students the importance of credit health, it influences the decisions that they make for a long time, and sometimes even the rest of their life. CNN reported in February of 2018 that 18% of adult Americans have never checked their credit report or their credit score. And with 210 million adult Americans in our country, that equals 38 million adult Americans who have never checked their credit report or their credit score. So we can see a direct correlation between failing to teach high school students the importance of credit health and the negative side effects that it has on their life for the years after they leave high school. And interestingly, the same data from Credit Karma that I discussed earlier, they show that the average credit score for young adults between 25 and 34 to be a 628, which is actually slightly lower than the 18 to 24 age group. The average credit score for adults between the ages of 35 and 44 is a 629, which is still lower than the 18 to 24 age group. It isn't until you start looking at the 55 and over age group that we start seeing credit scores, the average credit score, hovering around 700. So again, we can directly see the correlation between the failure to teach students the importance of maintaining a good credit health and the negative side effects that it's going to have on them 15, 20, even 30 years after they get out of high school. So, in conclusion, we can see that teaching high school students the importance of credit health is vital to securing the financial opportunities that these generations will have. And with the continuing need for secondary education to secure important job roles, along with buying a car, getting a mortgage, all the things that adults are expected to do in life, teaching high schoolers how to properly build credit will prove invaluable to not only the economy, but the education system as a whole. Again, my name is Cameron Huey, and that's all I have for you today. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my speech.
Hi, my name is Jacob, and today I'm going to be talking about why I believe the topic of real estate should be integrated into the school education systems. These classes would better educate students on the pros and cons of real estate and better prepare them for purchasing, investing, and renting a home in the future. So, firstly, students need to be educated on the advantages and disadvantages of renting. For many people, they have been conditioned to hear the term renting and immediately think they're just throwing away money. But renting can actually be a positive and more affordable alternative to owning a home. Owning a home means you're responsible for all of the repairs associated, something that would be paid for by the landlord if you were renting. Home repairs are often overlooked, but they can be worth as much as 2 to 4% of the overall value of the home. And that's not even including thousands more in insurance. Another benefit of renting is not having to worry about utilities, as most of the time that's already included in the cost of rent. However, it is important to keep in mind that the landlord could raise your rent. Renting in the long term is not as profitable as owning a home, but for the short term can be a better alternative to home ownership. It can also be cheaper depending on the location. Now, let's talk about purchasing a home. Purchasing a home can actually be as easy as buying a pair of shoes online. Over 63% of millennials who bought homes have regrets, and most of them tend to be first time buyers. The number one cause of this regret is underestimating the overall price of owning the home. Whether it's too expensive or the cost of repairs are too much, people need education about this. Because most research that people will do is just compare their monthly rate of rent with their potential mortgage payment, and this is simply not enough. Home equity is also another important benefit of purchasing a home. Baby boomers are more likely to use their home equity for fiscally responsible purposes, like renovations, that increase the overall value of a home. Younger generations are known to tap into home equity to use it as an ATM. This can include things like purchasing a car, financing a new business venture, or taking time off for a vacation, or even supporting their family. Ultimately, these do not build home value, and it's crucial that people understand this. So, finally, let's talk about real estate investment. Over the past 50 years, 71% of Americans who claimed at least $1 million on their income tax returns had a hand in the real estate market. One of the most common ways to invest is by flipping. This can be risky, but it involves purchasing something undervalued and in need of a little fix me up, and then renovating it as inexpensively as possible and reselling it for a profit. Schools can also teach about house hacking. House hacking is a relatively risk free strategy that involves renting out portions of a house to generate passive income that can be used to offset your mortgage and other expenses like student loans. These are all fairly safe investment strategies if done properly, so I think they're fair contenders to include in the education system. I think integrating real estate programs into the public education system will better prepare students for renting, purchasing, or investing in a home, and this will be better overall for the economy. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.
Hi, so you heard my team talk about why all we think all these life skills are important to be taught in high school. The credit card building, the financial responsibility, learning how to file our taxes, I mean, I think that's a big one, learning how to file your taxes before leaving high school. I think that is a big thing, especially in today's world, about how to be able to do that and easy ways to do it, how people and or ways to find out how people can help you do it and not just be stuck in a rut. Also, I mean, talking about real estate and investment and how to buy a home, because eventually you're going to have to, whether you live in the dorms for 4 years while you're going to college or whatnot. Eventually, there's going to be some type of day that you're going to want to buy real estate, whether you're renting or buying, or you want to invest in something. And I think if those skills were taught in high school, you would have a better understanding of how to get there and what you need to do to get there. And also, Jeanette was talking about the farm to school experience and how promoting better healthy living and how physical activity and working in your environment helps everyone. And education is extremely important in today's world. What we teach our kids and what we teach anyone is what is going to improve this world and how we perceive it as it is. If you have any questions or comments that you would like to give us about our speech or anything further that you would like to know, just please ask any of us and we could really answer any questions that you guys have. Thank you.